Hello, welcome to Peace of Mind. I know it's been a while, but I've had to have a bit of a time out. I hope you all understand, but I'm back now. As you know, for some of us, Christmas and New Year can be a bit of a stressful or can be a bit of a triggering time, but also a very happy time. I get kind of mixed emotions at Christmas and New Year, so I try to focus on the happiness of Christmas and New Year, but obviously things, memories, maybe people that aren't in my life anymore. These thoughts tend to creep in at these times of year, and triggers do cause that. So sorry, I haven't been online for a while, but life has been busy. I have been two-peed into a new company, so that was a bit of a stressful time, and also wanted to spend time with my family, which is also very important. I have a small family, but I'm very happy to have that small little family. So I guess I just wanted to concentrate a bit on my own well-being. I think this is when it comes back to awareness that we've spoken about before, and that often we need to be very aware that maybe we are feeling a little bit low or things are stirring up emotions. Over the years, I've really learned to work on awareness, and I hope if any of you do struggle with that, that some of my videos will actually help towards that, because it's really, really key that you have awareness in your life. Awareness of knowing when you feel low and when you feel happy, and how your body feels is so important for our mental health. So yes, so if you need a timeout and a reset, you do that, and I like to do that just before the new year starts or right on the new year. Now it is 2026, and I look forward to sharing a lot of videos with you. So I think it's really important that we try and focus on the positives in our life, maybe some gratitude, and also forgiveness. I think this time of year is really important, whether you're forgiving yourself or forgiving others. I know it's not so easy. There's some people that may have really hurt us in our lives, and it's hard to have that forgiveness for them. I guess for me, with some extreme people that I have come across in my life, that I have learned how to forgive in a way of, I guess, feeling a bit sorry for them, that they didn't see how they hurt me. They didn't see that that there was an issue there, and that was my way of forgiving some horrendous things that have happened in my life and the people that might have been the cause of that, and wishing that they might have been able to do things different, but obviously that is who that person is. So I think forgiveness is really key to actually trying to move on to the next step in your journey. Obviously it's tough sometimes to even forgive ourselves, and we aren't perfect people, and also finding ways to forgive yourself. And if that also means maybe reaching out to someone, that is a part of the journey you can explore. However, I do suggest that if you explore that part of the journey, that you do go to counselling before things like that, or some type of therapy, just because you may have an expectation of what you'll receive back, and that's not always a positive thing that you will receive back. So I think it's very important that you get work around that if that's a choice that you make for your future, because you can't expect forgiveness from someone unless they're willing to forgive you, and that in itself can be upsetting. So what I do, I guess I just want to talk about a little bit of the positive things. I focus on the positives. What I do at Christmas to stay stabilized, and also in the new year, is I try to have a little bit of structure. I want it to be relaxed, but some repetition. So my children and I on Christmas, they're older now, so Christmas is a little bit different for them. So we like to go to a hotel and we enjoy the facilities there on Christmas Eve. We eat food, we watch a movie, and then the next morning we wake up in our hotel room, open presents, use all the facilities again, the pool, spa, sauna, have breakfast, and that is our Christmas. And we love that type of Christmas. I love that type of Christmas because for me it's very relaxing. I don't have to clean and cook. A lot of people have mentioned that, people that I speak to about what we do, is they say to me that they actually think that's such an amazing idea. So that's our tradition now, and it keeps me positive. It keeps me focused on all the good things I have, which is my children, my job, you know, beautiful place that I live, and my health. Also, I like to try and do something for others, try and give a bit. And this year I did it for a homeless rehab shelter, and that was really lovely. I got to go in, and there was a couple of other volunteers, and we made a nice big Christmas roast and food for all the residents and anyone that was coming that day. So that was nice. It made me feel good. I did it for them, but there is a part of me that also did it for myself. That feeling of giving back. Also, I find it very humbling, and I think sometimes we do need to be humbled, and we can get so stuck in our negative feelings about what we've experienced in the past, what we're experiencing now. Sometimes we can feel quite negative of our future, and a lot of the time it's quite valid, to be fair, but I think when you do something like that, it just makes you a bit more humbled, and you realize, actually I'm doing well, or actually I've got a lot in my life to be grateful for. So, you know, I do recommend that if you are struggling a bit, which I do sometimes, is to try and stabilize yourself a bit and maybe do some type of volunteering, because it really does make you feel warm and nice inside. And then, you know, also focus on other things. Like for me, I'm so blessed to live by the beach, and to be able to walk on the beach, it just really calms me, you know, smelling the nice fresh air, hearing all the seagulls. It's just beautiful. And then exercise in general, I try to go to the gym and get some exercise. So I think it's about finding things that make you feel good, and then actually making it as part of your structure of your day. Sometimes for me, when I'm on holidays, which is now I have got some time off work, my mind starts to think of a lot of things, and I'm not saying I'm trying to distract my mind, but I'm trying to make it calm and stable. So I do a lot of this stuff in my holidays, otherwise I start just overthinking way too much. So yeah, so try not to focus on the negatives. And if you're still struggling, I just want to remind everyone that, you know, speaking to someone is good, whether it's family and friends. If you don't have that network around you, to reach out and, you know, speak to support lines, maybe speak to your GP and see if you can be referred in to get some type of counselling or therapy. And even just reading and educating yourself, or coming onto platforms like mine here, you know, come on and find a subject that actually you might be really struggling with. And that's a key thing I'm trying to do here, is give a platform that's free for people to feel that they can find resources to keep them stable and happy and live a life that you want. So there's something that I find quite helpful, and I've actually shared this with a lot of people, and they've also found it a really helpful tool. I'm not sure if you've heard the Worry Tree. There's probably a lot of versions, but this is one that I particularly like. The Worry Tree. So it has, as you can see, different arrows that will go onto a different path journey down the Worry Tree. And the first one is notice the worry. Then think about, what am I worrying about? And then further down, is this worry about a current problem or a hypothetical situation? Or can I do something about this? So this is when we break it down. So we've got the hypothetical situation and the current problem. We're now breaking down all our list of worries into two different smaller lists. So we have the hypothetical situation, where is this worry about a current problem or hypothetical situation, or can I do something about this? it is a hypothetical situation. So if it's hypothetical, we actually don't know if it's actually going to happen. And if you really think about it, there's more chances that this particular worry is not going to happen, and it's us overthinking, maybe feeling a bit paranoid or being triggered by something. So you need to try and let that list go, let those worries go, and change focus of attention. Change it completely. Do not think about that list anymore. If it means you write it down, screw it up, throw it away, let it go out of your mind, that hypothetical situation is probably not going to happen. For some of us, maybe we can't let the hypothetical situations go. So keep that list, but leave it. You don't need to deal with that today. You may never need to deal with it. Or if it's something that you feel you will have to, you can do it at a later date. So all of a sudden, our worries, those list of worries, those thoughts in our minds that really clogs up our minds and makes us feel not very well at all, becomes smaller, because now we're focusing on the current problems. So yes, you've got a list of current problems. Then you have to think of an action plan for each of those problems. And then when you go further down the tree is you do the what, when, how, and maybe even where. So what is the problem? When do we feel we can deal with this problem? How are we going to deal with this problem? And maybe even where. So this is when we're going to focus on the when with our action plans of the worries that are really, really, hard for us to deal with, and they are current problems that are in the now. So now you think, right, out of those problems, are they really the now problems or later problems? So you get that list, and now we're going to break it down into two smaller lists. So we've got our current now problems that we have to deal with. We've got our later problems that are actually frustrating us. But do you know what? We can leave it for a later date. So it's to really think, what is affecting our life right now? What is it that we can fix right now? If it's something that's at a later date, we need to put that on our list as I can fix this later. It doesn't really need to be managed right now. So we've got the now list and the later list. So for the later list, it's smaller, isn't it? Because we've been breaking down this worry tree. So the later list, you schedule, when is it that I want to deal with this problem? And then you let it go. You let it go until that date. So I work a lot with diaries and calendars, and in my diaries, I guess it's kind of like a journal as well, because what I do is I put in there when there's certain things that are worrying me that I need to do, but it can wait for a later date. I schedule it in and then try to let it go until that date comes. So changing the focus of our attention. So now we're left with, it could be still a big list for some of us, but smaller than what it could have been, or it's a smaller list, which is fantastic. So this list is the worries that are now. We need to do it. We need to try and see how we can deal with this worry. It may take some time for some of these worries, but we need to do it. And then once we've done it, once we've actually been able to take that worry off our list, we have to let the worry go, change our focus of attention. So I think would be really good for you to try this, because I've tried it, and a lot of people I've shown this to that have tried it, they've really felt that even though they had these worries, being able to throw something into the hypothetical situation or throw something into the later list, they were able to clear their mind more, to focus on what needed to be done, to then being able to be in today, being in the present space of now. So I hope some of what today we spoke about has been helpful. As I said, I'm really sorry I haven't been able to post for a while, but that's something that I needed to do. And I wanted to finish this video today and do something that I find very, very calming. So we'll be going outside to the beach, going for a bit of a walk, and it will be as much as I can in silence. Obviously, you'll have to bear with us that there might be sounds in the background, but we will have a little stroll and walk down the beach just to show what I do to help stabilize and relax myself. it's a beautiful day, so I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity. And yeah, so thank you.